makatao, makabayan, kakalikasan, sinusulong ang pagtulong sa kapwa kahit sino. ACCERT, approve ka sa puso. ACCERT, partner mo. ACCERT, approve ka sa puso. ACCERT, partner mo. Kahit sino, kahit saan, kahit kailan kami nandyan, handang tumulong kanino man. Partner mo kami kaibigan. Buong puso ang serbisyo sa kapwa kahit man sino. ACCERT, approve ka sa puso. ACCERT, partner mo. ACCERT, approve ka sa puso. ACCERT, partner mo. ACCERT, tayo'y Pilipino. ACCERT, partner mo. ACCERT, tayo'y Pilipino. ACCERT, partner mo. ACCERT, isigaw. ACCERT, sabay-sabay. ACCERT, sumigaw. ACCERT, sabay-sabay. ACCERT, approve ka sa puso. ACCERT, partner mo. ACCERT, approve ka sa puso. ACCERT, partner mo. ACCERT. Ikaw at ako, tayo ay Pilipino, makadiyos, makatao, makabayan, kakalikasan, sinusulong ang pagtulong sa kapwa ka.
Maayong gabi sa atong mga ka-online friends, sa ating mga ka-partners sa Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao. At lalong-lalo na po dito sa mga ka-partner natin sa Cagayan de Oro City. Magandang gabi po. At huwag din natin kalimutan, i-greet ang ating mga OFW sa buong mundo dahil ang OBM hindi lang po dito sa Pilipinas, kung hindi mapapanood din sa buong mundo. Kaya magandang gabi, magandang umaga, magandang hapon, kahit ano pang oras dyan. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. And here I am again, makakasama nyo hanggang alas 8 ng gabi. And it's Friday. So happy weekend sa ating mga ka-partner, sa ating mga ka-online, sa aking mga ka-OBM na nanonood ngayon. Thank you so much sa ating mga viewers tonight. Hi to partner Iko kay Ganda. Sabi niya, hi po. And hello din po kang Manuel Rams. And sa ating ka-OBM na si MJ Quijada. Magandang gabi din. Hi also to our 500 viewers. Wow. Hi also to my sister Elena Chipmunk. May chipmunk pa. Magandang gabi sa iyo, sister. Thank you for watching. At saka sa ating station manager na si Sir Litz with his visitor tonight. Hi to Sir Fishman. Andito siya sa studio ngayon. And Hi also to our technical team. Magandang gabi sa inyo. Marami sila sa inyo. At ngayon, magsama-sama na naman tayo. Yung topic natin about personality development in continuation sa ginawa natin last Wednesday. Greet ko rin yung mga taga-ACCERT, lalong-lalo na po sa aking partner na si Engineer COLEEN na until now, busy-busy pa rin, kaya ako lang munang mag-isa. Kaya samahan niyo po ako. I'm always asking for your support. So do not forget to visit our page or broadcast media, like and share this program. Hi also to Doc Alex, to Doc Narstan, to Doc Seth, and to Engineer Jen ACOSTA. I hope you're watching right now. Magandang gabi po sa inyo and happy dinner. And sino pa bang nanonood? Comment lang para may greet natin yung gusto nyong i-greet. Just comment sa saang mga district ba to sila? Saang chapter? Sorry, chapter pala. So last time, meron tayong mga ginawang activity. Yung topic natin andito na kasi tayo sa personality development. So, bakit nga ba ganito yung mga personality natin? Paano ba natin to na-develop? So, before we started the activity, so meron muna tayong konting napag-usapan about personality development. Then, we had the activity last time. Kung naalala nyo, meron tayong ginawang pig personality test. So, hindi yun pagandahan ng baboy naguhit. Pero kung nakita nyo, yung baboy ko napakapangit. Ang baboy ni ang pig drawing ni Miss Angelica. Napakadetalye. So, may meaning yun. Napakaganda. May may lalagyan ng pagkain, may mga damo. Yung sa akin, very simple. So, yung mga detalye ng baboy, may interpretation yon. Ginawa din natin yung under the clear blue sky activity. Kung naalala nyo, I asked you to imagine or to close your eyes and imagine of what scenery you like. Number 1 yun yung a snowy plain. Pangalawa, yung yung pangalawa? Blue seascape. Yung pangatlo, a green mountains. At saka yung pang-apat, yellow field flowers or flowers. Yellow field flowers. Parang ganun. So, ginawa natin yon. Tapos, I asked them to choose kung anong gusto nila. So, yung na-imagine ko, gusto ko yung a white snowy plain at saka yung a green mountain. So, may mga interpretation din yon kung bakit ganun yung pinili. May mga interpretation kung anong klaseng yung based sa yung personality. And then we also did yung isa? Ginawa din namin yung tatlo yung ginawa natin ba? Hindi lang dalawa. Yung pangatlo ata na ginawa natin, ano nga yung pangatlo? Yung first, yung mga images, ginawa natin yon. Mga 9 images yon. And I think those who participated last time, nag-comment sila kung anong number nila. And sabi naman niya last time, shoot daw sa kanyang personality talaga. So, meron tayong mga katuwaan lang last Wednesday. So, hindi masyadong madugo. Mga personality development test yung ginawa natin last time. Now, this time, pag-usapan natin kung paano ba na-develop yung personality natin. Ito, pag-usapan natin yung psychosexual theory by Sigmund Freud. But before that, greet muna natin yung mga ka-online friends natin na nanonood. Magandang gabi sa'yo kay partner Ryan Garin. Sabi niya, maayong gabi mga ka-partners. Pa-shoutout po, ACCERT, Bacoor, Cavite, Chapter. Wow, ang layo namang inabot natin. Magandang gabi din sa inyo at sa ating mga partner dyan sa Bacoor, Cavite. So, yan. Alam niyo ba, are you familiar with the psychosexual theory? This is by Sigmund Freud. Itong theory na to, ang theory to claims that as we grow old, we pass through 5 critical phases. So, may nakikita na ba kayo sa ano? Can we start showing the first image. Ayan, may bata. So, tayo daw lahat, no? According to Sigmund Freud's theory, that we all pass this theory. Magandang gabi sa ating kapartner na si Luz Vismin Girochi Bautista. Magandang gabi sa iyo. Thank you so much for watching, ma'am. Yan. Sa ating mga ka-online friends. So kung nakikita nyo sa image na nasa right ko, right or left? Lahat daw tayo, imagine tong batang to tayo yan. Yan. So we are, meron tayong mga stages in life, no? Na kailangan nating pagdaanan. Hindi naman tayo dediretso lang sa level 5 or sa stage 5. Dadaan tayo sa first, second, third, fourth, at fifth. So, ano ba tong mga psychosexual development or mga phases in life? So, sa pangalawa, makikita natin na our sex drive, which Freud called the libido. So, ano bang ibig nang sabihin ng libido? Ano nga ang ibig sabihin ng libido? Etong libido, ito po yung yung sexual stage of our sexual energy. So yan, our sex drive na tinatawag ni Sigmund Freud, ito yung tawag na libido. So ito, nagpo-focus in a different erogenous zone at each phase. So ang mga phases na to, na tinatawag ni Freud, yan po ang oral, anal, phallic, latency, and genital. Yun, sa picture na yan, makikita nyo yung first, yung oral, yung dumidide, di ba, sa picture. Yung pangalawa, yung sa sa anal stage, yung number 2. Yung pangatlo, yan po yung phallic. Yan, sa picture na yan, makikita nyo yung baby at saka yung parents. Yung number 4 naman, yan yung yung latency stage. Kapanglima, yung genital stage. Yan. Kung nakikita nyo sa larawang yan. So, yung oral phase, pag-usapan natin yung oral phase. Next, tingnan natin yung next image. Ano nga ba tong oral stage? Lahat naman tayo, di ba? Pinagdaanan natin yan. Hindi naman tayo dumiretso sa number 3 o dumiretso sa number 5. Dadaan talaga tayo lahat sa stage na to. Itong oral stage, age 0 to 1 po yan. In the first year of our lives, discover natin na we discover the world through our oral senses. Oral. Our main pleasure comes from sucking our mother's breast or a bottle. Yung dede ng mama at saka yung ano natin, anong tawag nung, anong dede? Yung bottle na dede. Tapos, during this stage, in the first stage of psychosexual development, yung libido is centered in a baby's mouth. So, dito yan. Yung satisfaction natin sa isang baby through oral. Through oral. So, malalaman natin bakit yung iba mahilig pa at the early stage, bakit pa merong mga nail biting. Malalaman natin yan kung bakit. Then, during the oral stage, yung baby gets much satisfaction from putting all sort of things in the mouth para masatisfy nga niya yung libido. Yung desire, it's more about the id stage, yung for pleasure. It's about the pleasure principle. Yan po yung sa oral stage. We want to satisfy ourselves through putting something sa mata, putting something sa ating bibig. Yan po yung 0 to 1 na edad. Then, mouth-oriented tayo. Then, such as, sabi ko nga, sucking, biting, and breastfeeding. At that age, dyan natin satisfy yung self natin. We want to satisfy at that stage, sa baby stage, do the sucking, the biting, and the breastfeeding. And before tayo anong tawag dito, before natin i-topic yung anong fixation nito, greet muna natin yung mga nanonood ngayon. Hi, magandang gabi po, kang Sir Ray Apalit. Thank you for watching OBM. Ito si Sir Ray, lagi tong nanonood sa atin. Maraming salamat po sa support nyo. Hi also to partner Long Kids Kapinpuyan. Hi ma'am, maayong gabi. Magandang gabi din po sa'yo. Thank you for watching. And for those who just joined our program tonight, do not forget to like and share this program para mas malayo pong abutan ng ating programa. Para mas maraming makapanood because our program sa Junior ACCERT is very educational, very informative. So do not forget to like and share. And let's invite also our friends, especially the Junior ACCERT and the youth to watch this program para maintindihan nila yung mga stages in life, why we develop such personalities. Why do we have this personal development? So paano ba natin i-develop yung personality natin? So yan, nasabi ko yung number 1 is about oral stage. Malalaman nyo at this age, ang edad nito is from 0. So, baby pa hanggang 1 year old. Ito nga, ang libido is centered in the baby's mouth. Kung naalala nyo, if you have babies in your house, or if you can still remember, nung baby pa tayo, di ba, kung anong makikita natin, sinusubo natin sa ating bibig. Kahit hindi makain. Kaya nga, kahit pera, yung mga coins, sinusubo natin. Kaya sa ating mga parents dyan sa bahay, tingnan po talaga nating mabuti yung mga babies natin during that stage kasi nga, sinasatisfy nila yung self nila through putting something sa kanilang bibig. Diba? Tingnan po natin kung ano po yung pinapasok nila. Baka kasi yung mga pinasok nila, malunol nila. So, napakadelikado po sa bata. So, at that age kasi, tinitingnan talagang mabuti, no? Kailangan talaga ng guidance ng mga parents natin para makita natin ano pa, malinis ba yung mga linalagay nila sa bibig. Yan. So, during that stage also, very common din sa ibang mga parents na, oops, wag mong ilano dyan, dirty yung kamay mo, di ba? Pinipigilan natin yung mga babies na ilagay yung mga kamay nila sa bibig. 'Di ba? Pinipigilan nila yung mga kinukuha nila yung mga bagay na linalagay sa bibig kasi nga dirty. Kasi nga madumi, 'di ba? Meron tayong mga ganyan na ano, mga tawag nito, mga iniisip na baka yung kamay niya madumi, baka yung mga laruan na sinusubo niya madumi. So, hindi niya na-satisfy yung stage na yan, yung oral stage. Because, hello, bye-bye po sa inyo. Natawa ako. So, ingat po kayo. Meron tayong bisita dito sa studio. So, let's go back po. So, yung mga parents po natin o yung mga yaya, pag pinabantay po natin yung mga babies, may mga ganyang scenario, di ba? Na pinipigilan natin yung mga babies na maglagay ng kahit ano sa kanilang bibig. So, pag di yan na-satisfy, meron yang fixation. So, may fixation yan. Kasi kailangan nilang isatisfy. At that early age, kailangan nilang isatisfy kasi nga, yun yung ano nila, yung sa development din ng brain nila, napaka-importante din yan. Kasi nga, at that age, pleasure po. More on the pleasure principle yan. Yung mental process po ng edad from 0 to 1. Ng mga babies natin. So, may mga fixation yan. Ang fixation is a persistent focus of the id's pleasure-seeking energies at an early stage of psychosexual development. Yung mga fixations will occur an issue, sabi, a problem, or a conflict in psychosexual stage remains unresolved, leaving the individual focused on this stage and unable to move on to the next. So kaya nga, pag pinipigilan natin, hindi niya na-satisfy during this stage, yung fixation ng individual may have problems in the future like, anong mga to? Bakit nga ba siya? According to Freud, ito yon yung mga fixations that we will see in the future, mga conflicts that will arise, mga issues. So, ano nga ba to? During the oral stage, pag hindi mo masatisfy, hindi na-satisfy ng baby yan, hindi natin masatisfy from 0 to 1, yun, makikita natin bakit inom siya ng inom ng alcohol. Bakit nagsismoke siya. May mga oral fixations na may have problem with like ito, drinking, smoking, eating. Bakit ang taba-taba mo na? You should stop eating. Kahit ano, sinusubo. Kahit kakakain lang. Gusto lang na may maipasok sa bibig. Or kumakain ng at early age, bakit ano na? Sira na yung mga ngipin. Kasi nga, kain ng lollipop, kain ng candies kasi hindi sila nasatisfy sa oral stage nila during that time. Ito, nail biting. Very common sa mga kaklase ko. Nail biting, no? Lagi lang while listening to our teacher, yan, binabite niya yung mga nails niya. So, napakaliit na yung nail niya dun. Napakaliit na. Kasi naubos na niyang binabite yung mga nails niya. So, yan. According to, Sigmund Freud, yun yung mga oral fixations. Lalong-lalo na pag hindi na-satisfy ng baby during the oral stage. Kaya kayo dyan, pag may mga babies kayo, pwede na huwag natin silang pigilan na isatisfy nila yung sarili nila sa pag-bite ng anything maisusubo sa bibig. Siguraduhin lang na ito ay safe, no? Na hindi malunok. Safe kung yung iba nga, 'di ba, may pacifier. Binibigyan natin sila ng pacifier kasi nga doon sila at that stage nasasatisfy sila na binabite yung mga kamay nila, yung mga kahit anong things na kanilang mahahawakan. And make sure lang na malinis po. Para iwas po tayo sa germs. Iwas po tayo sa virus. Napaka-importante po. At bantayan po natin. Huwag po nating hayaan lang yung mga bata na kahit ano po yung makuha ng mga bagay. Kaya sabi ko nga, may maraming mga na-report sa YouTube at saka sa Google na nakikita ko, even na-upload din sa na-post din yan sa social media, na mga babies na nakakain ng mga, or na sumusubo ng coin, tapos nalunok yung coin dito. So, kawawa naman yung mga babies. Pwede natin silang bigyan ng ibang bagay. para masatisfy nila yung oral stage. So now, proceed tayo sa number 2. After the stage 1, yung oral stage, ito po yung anal stage. So ano bang ibig sabihin ng anal stage? Itong anal stage na to, next picture. Ito muna. Okay. So during this stage, sabi ko na nga, ito, halimbawa tong taong to, pag hindi niya ma-satisfy, ayan, ma-hook siya into drinking alcohol, tapos, magdra-drugs na yung iba. Part yan. Kasi nga, yung sa pag-drugs, may ano din yan na isusubo mo sa bibig mo. So, possible din yan na mangyari. Na bakit ba, siya, addicted to this? Kasi nga, hindi niya na-satisfy yung kanyang oral stage. So, yung naman, so, pakita natin yung next picture. Ito. So, diba, may mga pacifier. Most of this, itong edad na to talaga, do the sucking, the biting, and eating. So, yan. And then, next naman, itong anal stage. So, ano ba yung anal stage? Yung slide number 6. Yung anal phase po, the primary focus of our libido, yung sexual energy natin, the sexual desire, yan po ang ibig sabihin ng libido. At this age, yung anal stage kasi from ages 1 to 3. At this age, the control of the bladder and bowel movements. We have to learn how to use that potty. Diba? So, at that age, can you still remember kung paano tayo tinitrain ng ating mga parents during this stage? So, dito tayo, umiihi tayo, tinuturuan tayo, tinuturuan tayo kung paano tayo do the bowel movements. So, English na lang yung bowel movements. So, yung mga parents will praise the baby's attempts to use the toilet and encourage the babies to learn at this own pace. So, yung ginagawa natin, di ba? Halika baby before going to bed, di ba? Magto-toilet training tayo before going to bed kasi nga isa din dito bakit tinitrain natin yung mga babies para sa pagtulog. Pagtulog din, mahimbing yung tulog nila. Tapos early in the morning, pagising na sa baby, tinitrain na naman natin sila. Napunta tayo sa kanilang kung saan natin sila pwedeng i-toilet. Di ba meron tayong, anong tawag doon? Yung sa baby? Using of potty, yung potty training. Yung lalagyan po ng, yung poops, I did it again. So yan, pagising ng mga baby, we do that potty training again. And saka yung pag-ihi, pinapaihi natin sila early in the morning. Tapos, sasabihin natin sa mga bata na, sa mga baby na when you feel na na parang gusto mo nang umihi, magsabi ka ha, di ba? During that stage, pinagsasabihin natin yung mga babies, 1 to 3 years old, na pag gusto mong umihi, dapat sabihin mo para hindi ka na wiwi dyan sa pants mo, dyan sa underwear mo. Kung gusto mong mag-poops, then magsabi ka para hindi ka naman poops dyan sa pants mo or sa undies mo. Yan yung sa anal stage. Yan. So, next picture. Kita natin. Hindi. Doon pa. Sa may... ito. First picture mo na. So, during the anal stage of psychosexual development, yung libido natin, focus dyan sa anus. Diba? And the child derives great pleasure from defecating. So, yan. During that stage daw, we feel that great pleasure. Then, yung bata is now fully aware that they are a person in their own right and that their wishes can bring them into conflict with demands of the outside world. So, dito, like for example, yung ego nito, dito yun madedevelop. Yes. 7. Freud believed that this type of conflict tends to come to a head in potty. In a head of potty training, yung sabi ko nga, in which adults impose restrictions on when and where the child can defecate. Napaka-importante po na i-train po natin yung mga bata sa tamang lugar kung saan sila defecate. So, yan. The nature of this first conflict with authority can determine the child's future relationship with all forms of authority. Tuturuan natin yan. During the training, ano bang klaseng training ang ginagawa mo during the potty training? Yun ba masyado bang harsh? Or napaka-gentle mo during the training? Napaka-importante po ito mga parents. Magandang gabi po sa ating 700 viewers. And for those who just joined our program tonight, do not forget again to like and share this program, mga partner, mga ka-online at mga ka-OBM. So, our topic is about personality development. So, andito na, pag-usapan na natin yung stage 2, yung anal stage by Sigmund Freud. So, yan, at early age, how do you train your babies or your children during the potty training? Masyado ba kayong harsh? Masyado ba kayong or napaka-gentle nyo na kung tinitrain yung mga bata? Kasi early or harsh potty training can lead to the child becoming an anal retentive personality. Ibig sabihin, who hates mess. Diba? If masyado kayong strict, dito talaga. Dapat dito ha, wag dito. Dapat hindi lang kayo basta-basta kahit may nakikita kasi ako noon na hindi nila tinitrain yung mga bata to do yung pag-release ng kanilang mga poops at saka mga ihi, kahit saan-saan lang pinapaihi, kahit saan-saan lang rini-release ang mga dumi. Yung iba naman, dun talaga sa kung saan yung tamang lugar. Sa toilet, di ba? Doon naman talaga. Yung iba, if they have this strict na training, paglaki ng mga bata, makikita mo, napaka-OC. Sila? They hate mess. So, ayaw nila ng magulo. Then, sabi ko nga, napaka-OC, di ba? Ibig sabihin, obsessively tidy. Then, napaka-punctual ang mga taong to and mga batang to and very respectful of authority. They can be stubborn and tight-fisted with their cash and possessions. So, napaka-tight-fisted nila in terms of the cash and possessions. Then, this is all related to pleasure they got from holding on to their faces when toddlers, and their moms then insisting that they get rid of it by placing them on the potty until they perform. So, the anal explosive, on the other hand, underwent a liberal toilet training regime during the anal stage. In adulthood kasi, the anal explosive is the person who wants to share things with you, like giving things away. In essence, they are sharing their, So, it is also, this person are so messy, disorganized, and rebellious. Kapag hindi mo masyadong mai-train yung mga batang to. So, when you do things like when you praise them, wow, good job, yan, nakaano rin, no, during the training. And tapos yung iba, encourage him to learn at his own pace, no? Yung iba, hinahayaan lang na just to learn it. Yung iba naman, na mga parents na gagawa ng mga when doing this training to their babies, to their children, pinapunish nila for doing such pag hindi nila talaga pag hindi talaga sila nagsasabi na, ma, ito, lalabas na, or kahit saan-saan lang, dumudumi. So, pinapunish naman yung mga babies nila. So, napaka-importante po yung mga, yung during the anal stage po. Yun nga sabi, pag na-train nyo ng mabuti kung saan talaga dapat, kung nasa proper place siya, nagagawin yung niya, during the potty training, then the child could hate messy. Then masyadong sabi dito, obsessively tidy. Masyadong napakalinis. Tapos, punctual and respectful siya sa kanyang authority. Then, it develops a competent personality and a good and balanced relationship with authority. Pag na-train nyo po ng mabuti yung bata during this stage, then it develops an anal retentive personality. He becomes an over-controlling and stingy adult with disgust for his own body and tendency to obey authority. Yan. Then yun nga sabi ko, pag yung bata will develop an anal explosive personality, she becomes messy, disorganized, inconsiderate of others people's feelings, and rebellious against authority. So very important na matrain natin ang mabuti during the potty training, during this anal stage. So, tingnan natin yung next na picture, yung number 8 picture. The phallic phase. So, ano ba yung phallic phase? Don't phallic. It's organic. Don't panic. Don't phallic, just relax. No, hindi. Ang ibig pong sabihin ng phallic stage, ito po yung phase from ages 3 to 6. Yung libido natin during this stage, yung libido ng bata, now turns to the genitals as we discover the differences between the female and the male gender. So during this stage, malalaman natin kung ano yung genital organs natin. Malalaman natin, ganito pala pag babae. At ganyan palang itsura pag babae. Kung nakikita niyo yung mga babies, di ba? Ako naalala ko yung pamangkin ko, sumasayaw siya sa harap ng salamin. And during the stage, parang na-curious siya na may gumagalaw sa harap niya. Lalaki pala yung pamangkin ko. Sa sayaw niya sa harap ng salamin, parang may gumagalaw kasi sa katawan niya. So, tinitingnan niya. So, yan yung, kasi lalaki siya. So, tinitingnan niya yung genital area niya. So, yan. Yung maselang bahagi ng katawan. So, yung boys, conflict in this phase, of course, as a rivalry with their father. So, yan. Yung stage na yan. Sa phallic stage. Yung sa boys, may sumasagot. Yung sa boys, ito, ino-consider niya yung father niya as, yung rival niya. Then, makaka-feel siya ng jealousy and fear. Yung tawag dyan sa mga boys, yan yung Oedipus complex at saka yung sa babae, Electra complex. So, this is resolved through the process of identification, which involves the child adopting the characteristics of the same-sex parent. So, most sa young boy po, yung tinatawag natin na Oedipus complex, the boy develops the sexual desire for his mom. Then, he wants to possess his mother exclusively and get rid of his father to enable him to do so. So, during the phallic stage, yung mga baby natin na lalaki loves most of his penis. So, yung mga lalaki, gustong-gusto niya talaga. Then, the little boy then set out to resolve his problems by imitating, copying, and joining in masculine dad-type behaviors. Diba, ginagaya nila yung mga yung mga lalaki, ginagaya nila yung kanilang daddy. Ang ibig sabihin po nito, tinatawag itong identification. And is how the 3 to 5 years old boy resolved his Oedipus complex. So, yung identification po, ibig sabihin, internally adapting the values, the attitudes, and behaviors of another person. The consequence of this is that the boy takes on the male gender role and adopts an ego ideal and values that become the superego. So, sa stage na to, ginagaya na nila yung papa nila. Kaya mag-ingat kayo, gagayahin nila kung anong pinagsasabi mo. 'Di ba? Kung naririnig nyo at that age, bakit anong pinagsasabi? Yung mga bad words, ginagaya nila yung mga ginagawa nyo. Minsan hindi maganda. Kaya careful kayo kasi kayo yung mga model ng ating mga babies. So may mga marereport na lang na ginagaya yung mga ginagawa ng parents. So very common yan. Yung sa girl naman, Electra complex, 'di ba? Yung sa babaeng tawag dito, is less than satisfactory. The girl desires the father but na-realize niya that she does not have a penis. Sa naman, kikita niya, hindi naman niya parang tinitingnan niya yung papa niya, pero bakit hindi sila magkapareho? So parang ganyan. Then yung baby will realize na hindi pala siya lalaki. So ganun. Then this leads to the development of penis envy. Yan, yung babae kasi wala siyang ganyan. At that age kasi, 'di ba? Yung mga girl, yung desires nila sa kanilang father. So na-envy sila. Merong penis envy during this stage. And they nagwi-wish yung mga baby at this age during the phallic stage na lalaki din sila. Anong age to? 3 to 6. Yan, kung makikita nyo sa picture, 'di ba? Yung mga babies pag mga may baby na lalaki at saka yung babae pag nagpi-play sila, during this stage nagko-compare sila sa kanilang ilang genital areas. Kino-compare nila. So tinitingnan nila, bakit may ganun ka? Ako wala. So yan yung stage na yan. Kino-compare nila. So, na-envy yung mga babae. So, in what way? Yung mga babae magsusuot ng anong tawag nito? Yung sa akin na experience ko, naalala ko pa when I was at this age, nagdo-drawing ako ng mahilig ako mag-drawing ng tao, pero hindi ako magaling talaga mag-drawing. Pero during that age, gusto ko talagang magguhit. So, dinodrawing ko na lalaki ako. Ini-imagine ko na lalaki ako at kapag umiihi ako, tinatry kong tumayo. Diba ginagaya natin yung papa natin? Bakit kung umiihi sila, tumatayo? So ginagaya ko rin. Yan yung sa stage na to na ginagaya yung papa natin. So dun sa drawing ko, linalagay ko dun na meron akong penis talaga. So doon na umiihi ako, dinodrawing ko yung sarili ko na umiihi ako dito, sa baldito. So, yan. Ewan ko sa inyo kung naranasan nyo to. But during my stage, naranasan ko to. And it explains dito sa ni Sigmund Freud's theory. So, yung mga batang yan, learns to develop yung mga bata, they know that their father is stronger and fear being punished for their desire. Then, Freud called this the castration anxiety. So, yun nga, the penis envy. Then, tayo mga babae believes that ang penis is the key to power and domination also wants us. So, ito yung during this stage, iniisip ng mga baby girls na mas powerful yung merong mga penis. So, kaya meron tayong experience natin during this stage, penis envy. So, during that phase, to resolve this conflict, paano ba, in order to resolve this conflict, we should identify strongly that we should learn to take on a male role. Yung mga papa, dapat as an adult, he respects both genders. So, minsan kasi, during this stage, tinitingnan ng mga baby na mas angat yung mga may pennies. So, dapat ito, ang role dito dapat, pinagsasabihan natin sila na dapat natin i-respect ang both genders. Tapos, ganito, yung mga, in the absence of the father during this stage, it fails to develop a strong sense of manhood. So, very important na at this stage, andyan yung, kasama po natin yung father. There should be, during this stage, dapat andyan yung papa. No? Para they have this strong sense of manhood. Or a mother. Both. Kailangan po ng mother at saka father. Then, and a mother, he has a mother fixation and it's not, I'm sorry. During this stage, nagkabulol na. Dapat, importante po na meron po yung presence ng isang father para ma-resolve tong very important kasi that he have this strong sense of manhood, isang bata. So baka nga hindi siya sure kasi if during that stage yung mama lang ang always nasa kanyang side, iniisip niya that meron tayong tinatawag dito na identity crisis. So, he's not sure about his sexuality. Normal po yan. Huwag po nating ibuli yung mga bata. Hindi po natin kasi alam during that stage anong mga pinagdadaanan nila. Meron po tayong mga single mom na hindi nila, yung babies kasi hindi nila nakikita yung presence ng isang papa. So, lalong-lalo na yung anak ng isang single mom ay lalaki. So, yan po yung conflict. Isa sa conflict that will arise pag wala pong father figure sa kanya stage. So, yung bata maisip niya, am I a girl? Or parang meron na yung identity crisis, no? So, hindi niya alam, hindi siya sure sa kanyang sexuality. Then, he also tends to be aggressive towards women and constantly needs to compete with other men. So, parang ganun na stage. Ako, during my stage, ang lagi kong kasama yung papa ko. That's why, before, I dressed up like a man. Gustong-gusto ko yung mga t-shirts na malalaki at mga loose pants. Pero, I know na, yung parang nalito lang ako, is this really how do I dress up? Parang ganun, during that stage. Kasi mas close ako sa papa, kasi yung mama ko, nasa malayo siya nag-work. Parang, 2 hours from our home. So, we only see each other every weekend. Parang Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Tapos pagka Monday, babalik na naman siya sa kanyang work. So, yung kasama ko talaga during this stage, yung papa ko. So, yung iniisip ko sa sarili ko na ginagaya ko yung papa ko, how my father dressed up, ganito, malaki yung mga t-shirts ko, loose pants, and then, maglakad. Anong tawag dito? Hindi ako girly maglakad. Para akong lalaki. So, anong tawag dyan sa lakinun kung sa Cebuano pa. Kung sa Bisaya, lakinun kaayo ko during that time. Pero, na-discover ko na babae talaga ako na-discover. Alam kong babae ako kasi meron akong crush during grade 1. I am 6 years old that time. So, I know na may crush talaga ako na lalaki. Kaya lang, when you look at me, how I dressed up during that days, ko. Kung titingnan, parang tomboy akong tingnan. Naalala ko pa sinabi ng lolo ko, "Uy, April," sabi niya, "Miss A, babae ka." Pinagsasabihin ako ng lolo ko, kaya ayusin mo yung lakad mo at saka yung mga pagdadamit mo ha. Magdamit ka ng pambabae, yung fit. At saka magdamit ka ng mga ano din, ng skirt. So, yan yung sabi ng lolo ko. Kasi nga, babae daw ako. Doon, sabi ko naman, yes, lolo. Okay. So, importante po yan during that stage, yung presence po ng ating father at saka ng mother sa ating mga baby. So, like all women then, maintains her penis envy for the rest of her life, which in her case causes an inferiority complex towards men. Yan po din yung nangyayari, yung problem sa mga women pag hindi natin agad-agad na resolve ang issue to. Kaya i-explain po natin sa ating mga babies at age, sa mga children at age, 3 to 6 years old, na kasi yung mga lalaki, may ganitong genital. Kasi ikaw, babae ka, ito yung genital mo. So, napaka-importante po yan. So, ano pa ba? Latency stage po tayo. 6 years to puberty. So, ano po yung latency stage? Yan. Nasa picture na ba? Kung nakikita nyo, ito po yung ages 7 to 13 years old. So, yan. Okay. So, ito po. The last latency stage is the fourth stage of psychosexual development, spanning the period of 6 years to puberty. Ito na yung pagdadalaga, diba? The pubic stage. During this stage, the libido is dominant and no further psychosexual development takes place. Ang ibig pong sabihin ng latent, hidden. Hidden po. Latent stage, ibig sabihin yung latent, hidden. So, ito, inisip ni Freud dito that most sexual impulses are repressed during the latent stage and sexual energy that can be sublimated towards schoolwork, hobbies, and friendship. So much of the child's energy is channeled into developing new skills. Ito, lalabas na itong mga new skills ng mga, pero hidden pa to. And acquiring new knowledge and play becomes largely confined to other children of the same gender. So, like for example, in this space, yun nga, our libido is suppressed as our sexual energy is being sublimed into developing life skills. Then it strengthens yung superego natin, strengthens, and we strongly identify with the social values. Same-sex heroes and friends. Tapos, yung mga children natin dito follows many skills and many hobbies together with their friends. Tapos, you wanna go to school. Gustong-gusto yung pumunta ng school. And then, yung then marami tayong mga friends, circle of friends. Gusto-gusto natin yung mga magkakaroon tayo ng mga maraming kaibigan. Then there is actually no real conflict in this phase, no? All of the 3 of them benefits for the rest of their lives from the skills they develop during the latency. The genital phase, puberty to death. Once we reach puberty, our libido starts to become active again and we develop an interest in sexual partners. Ito po yun. During this stage, a latency stage. Ayan, meron na tayong mga friends. We try to, during this puberty stage, and then we face the challenges of balancing the sexual desires of the id and the needs of the superego to obey social norms. Follow na. Ano yun ba yung mga the norms in the society? Then we develop also a strong ego that helps to find a compromise between the two. So, during the childhood, when you really don't much experience trauma, it succeeds in building a strong ego. Then he is disciplined at work. So yan, importante po yan. Then he has a loving relationship and fulfilled sex life. Minsan kasi, mas yung niya, ino-obey niya yung norms and authorities, and as a result suppresses his desire, which leads to the development of perversions. So yung next stage po natin, yung genital stage. Ito po yung genital stage na ba yun? Yes, the scene 2, yung sinasabi ko. Let's proceed to ito pong genital phase. So, ito na yung stage ng puberty to death. So, yan. Puberty to death na po yung genital phase. Then, the genital stage is the last stage of Freud's psychosexual theory of the personality development. And here, begins in puberty. So it's a time of adolescent sexual experimentation. The successful resolution, which is settling down in a loving one-to-one relationship with another person during the 20s. So during that time, meron tayong mga may magkakanobyo na yung mga during this stage. Tapos yung sexual instinct dito is direct to heterosexual pleasure rather than self-pleasure like during the phallic stage. Diba? During the phallic stage, yung sexual desire natin, iba po sa genital stage na. Yung proper outlet of the sexual instinct sa adult was through heterosexual intercourse at this stage. Then the fixation and conflict may prevent this with the consequence that sexual perversions may develop. Example po nito, yung fixation at the oral stage may result in a person gaining sexual pleasure primarily from kissing. Yan, rather than doing that. So, ano po to? Diyan po yung mga frustrations, overindulgence, and fixation. So, yung ibang tao, bakit nakakaranas po during this stage ng frustration, overindulgence? Some people do not seem to be able to leave one stage and proceed on the next. So one reason for this may be that the needs of the developing individual at any particular stage may not have been adequately met, in which case there is frustration. So dapat kasi each stages in life, yung bata pa tayo hanggang sa paglaki natin, masatisfy natin to. May mga fixations na mangyayari, mga frustrations, and anong tawag dito? Overindulgence na mangyayari if yung individual at any particular stage may not have been adequately met, or possibly yung tao needs yung mga needs natin as a person may have been so well satisfied that he or she is reluctant to leave the psychological benefits of particular stage in which there is no overindulgence. Yung both, frustration and overindulgence, or a combination of the two, may lead to what psychoanalyst tawag nila nito fixation at a particular psychosexual stage. Itong fixation po refers to the theoretical notion na ang portion po ng isang individual's libido has been permanently invested in a particular stage of his development. So, yan. May nahulog na. So, to understand the theory, we need to see it in the context of Freud's famous work on the unconscious. By acknowledging that we have a subconscious, we also imply that we store memories of early childhood and other experiences without even releasing it. So the past experiences then unconsciously influence our behavior on a daily basis. Very important po. Kung tatanungin po natin, why do we have this kind of personality? Because this, it also affects from the past experiences. Going back to the history, 'di ba? Balikan natin kung ano yung mga experiences natin when we were still during the oral stage. Anong mga stages yon? Oral stage, anal stage, phallic stage, latency, genital. So, by acknowledging that, so yun nga, sabi ni Freud that our mind operates in three spheres. So, kung titingnan natin tong next slide, para lang siyang submarine. Ganito daw yung mind natin. So, nakikita niya ba yung image number 15? Ito daw yung ano natin. This is how our mind operates according to Freud. Meron daw yung three spheres. Spheres, which we can imagine as a submarine. So, the unconscious level operates the id, yung nasa baba. Tapos, yung the pre-conscious level operates the superego, yung nasa gitna. Then, the conscious and pre-conscious level operates our ego. So, yan. Young children are driven by the id and demand immediate satisfaction. At around age 7, we begin to develop a superego and want to become a good moral citizen and please others. Yung ego natin is formed with adolescence to balance the two forces. So, yan. So, natapos din natin yung 5 stages. No, mga phases in life. How our personality develops. So, yung theory na yun na i-share ko sa inyo is from Sigmund Freud. Itong si Sigmund Freud, he was an Austrian neurologist and the founder of psychoanalysis. So, baka naitanong nyo kung bakit tayo nag-topic ng ganito. Kasi nga, yung personality natin, i-ano natin sa science. 'Di ba? Kasi yung science, under nito, may mga branches yung science. Isa doon yung sa psychology. Yung sa psychology, ito po yung study of human behavior. So, malalaman natin kung during this stage, ano yung pinapag-usapan natin during the oral stage, anong gagawin ng isang bata during that stage, how to satisfy himself or herself during that stage. Ayan, malalaman natin yan. Okay, so, yung ni Freud, yung theory niya, Freud theorized that the unconscious would remember and store all our experiences. May experiences natin when we were still young, maalala natin yan. Hindi lahat, but we would remember and store some of all our experiences. Later, they pop up from the time to time through dreams and associative thoughts. So, maalala daw natin yung mga experiences natin when we were still young through our dreams and associative thoughts. Then, by revealing the traumatic experience, memories, and desires through the conversation, we can free ourselves from our neuroses and live a moral, healthy, and fulfilled life. So, according to him, he recommended daw na we should not strive to eliminate our complexes but to get into accord with them. They are legitimately what directs our conduct in the world. So, yan po yung 5 psychosexual development by Sigmund Freud. Share natin. Napaka-importante po na during the oral stage, dapat po nating isatisfy yung mga batang to. Kasi yung fixation nito, pag hindi masatisfy, yun nga, do the nail biting, mag-smoke sila, umiinom ng alak, at napaka-worse yung mag-drugs. Then during the anal stage, very important din po na turuan nating mabuti yung bata how to do the toilet training. 'Di ba? Yun nga sabi, pag naturuan niyo ng mabuti yung mga bata, and it also depends yung how strict you are, how harsh you are, how gentle you are during that training. It will also lalabas daw yan sa paglaki niya. Makikita nyo or ma-observe nyo yung bata would hate, the child hates messy, or yung bata, sila napaka-respectful pagdating sa authority. No, they would always really follow the rules, parang ganon. Tapos, pag hindi ka masyadong strict at saka binabayaan mo lang yung mga bata kahit saan, hindi ka talaga sa pag-guide sa kanila during the anal stage, anong tawag dito, yung napaka-messy nila, napaka-disorganized nila during that stage. 'Di ba? May anong tawag dito? Anal expulsive po. On the other hand, underwent a liberal toilet training regime during the anal stage. So they like giving things away, and then they don't want to share things with you. So yun nga, sabi nito, napaka-messy, disorganized, and rebellious ang mga batang to paglaki nila. Kaya bawat stage po ng ating mga kabataan, very important po na tama po yung training nila. And then the phallic stage, ito po yung third stage of psychosexual development. Yan. Ito na po yung tinitingnan ng dito nila malalaman, di ba? Yung bakit yung lalaki merong ganito, saka siya, bakit ganan yung itsura ng babae. So, ito po yung from ages 3 to 6 years old. They should really, child becomes aware of anatomical sex differences. So, parang at this stage, iniisip ng mga babae na mas yung lalaki, mas angat sila. Kasi yung sa genital, nila. So, merong jealousy na nangyayari din. Mas nai-intimidate yung mga babae sa mga lalaki because of ito yung nakikita nila. Meron silang ganyang genital, yung sa genital area nila, iniisip ng mga babae, bakit hindi ganito katulad sa mga lalaki. So, napaka-importante po na explain natin sa kanila na kasi, kasi siya, babae kasi siya, kailangan ganito. At that stage, ginagaya ng mga lalaki yung mga papa nila. 'Di ba? Yung lalaki naman, anong mga ginagawa ng papa, ginagawa din ng mga children nila, ng mga anak nila, ng mga babies during that time, during sa phallic stage. So, tapos, yung pang-apat, ito po yung latency stage. Ito yung 6 years to puberty. So, nag-review lang po ako para maalala natin. Ito po yung sexual impulses are repressed during the latent stage, and sexual energy that can be sublimated towards schoolwork, hobbies, and friendship. Itong stage na to, latent stage, ibig sabihin po, yung libido is dominant and no further psychosexual developments take place. Ibig sabihin po nito, hidden pa po. Yung latent means hidden. Then, sabi ni Freud dito that most sexual impulses are repressed during this latent stage. So much of the child's energy is channeled into developing new skills and acquiring new knowledge. And yung paglalaro po nila becomes largely confined to other children of the same gender. Kung naalala nyo, napakalikot po ng batang to during this stage kasi nga, they are developing new skills. They are acquiring new knowledge. Dito nyo makikita yung batang to, napaka-ano pala sa academics. Yung bata to, athlete pala, mahilig para sa laro-laro with other children of the same gender. Diba? During this stage. And lastly po yung genital stage, yung tawag dito, the puberty to adult stage. So, etong genital stage is the last stage of Freud's psychosexual theory of personality, and it begins in puberty. So, it is a time of adolescent sexual experimentation, the successful resolution of which is settling down in a loving one-to-one relationship with another persons in our 20s. So, dito na yun, maghahanap na kanyang significant other. 'Di ba? Tapos, ito na yung sexual instinct nito. At this age, yung puberty to adult is directed to heterosexual pleasure rather than sexual pleasure during the phallic stage. So, yan. Tapos, lalabas din dito. During the genital stage, if hindi ka na-satisfied during the oral stage, may first fixation po na lalabas. Yun nga. 'Di ba? Yung pleasure for kissing. Bakit nga ba during this time, may mga kasong ganito. So, may explain yan. Baka nga during the oral stage, hindi siya na-satisfy. Kaya nga, during this stage, yung mga ibang adult, gustong-gusto nila, yung pleasure nila is primarily from kissing. So, may mga gagawin silang hindi maganda. Okay. So, napaka-importante po na gabayan po nating mabuti ang ating mga kabataan sa paglaki nila. And very important po yung good training po. Para sa paglaki nila, they would not experience this, yung frustration, overindulgence, at saka fixation. So mga ka-online friends, sana mga ka-partner, meron po kayong natutunan ngayon kung paano po ba mag-develop yung ating personality based sa psychosexual development po ni Sigmund Freud. So this coming, naman po, Monday, meron na naman tayong topic, another topic from personality development. So thank you so much sa ating mga ka-partner. Enjoy your weekend because it's Fly Day. And once again, ACCERT, approve ka sa puso, ACCERT, partner mo. Thank you so much sa ating mga kapartner na palagi pong sinusuportahan. Yes, palagi pong sumusuporta. And palagi pong pinapanood yung programa natin from Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And salamat nga din po sa pag-share, sa pag-visit nyo sa page natin sa Aura Broadcast Media, sa pag-share at sa pag-like ng programang to. Wala na po tayong oras. And magkita-kita na naman tayo ulit this coming Wednesday, next week. So enjoy your weekend mga ka-partner, mga ka-online. Ito po si Miss A at nagsasabing magandang gabi. And enjoy your weekend.
Isigaw! ACCERT! Sabay-sabay! ACCERT!